Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's short tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make your cluster stitches. So this is how your cluster stitch looks like. Here we have our 4 double crochet cluster stitches and here we have our 4 treble crochet cluster stitches. So this is how your cluster stitches look like, and if this is a stitch that you would like to learn how to crochet, then please keep watching. So let's begin. In this tutorial, I'll be using a 4mm size crochet hook and the yarn corresponding to the size of my hook. You may use whichever crochet hook size is available to you. Just make sure that the yarn you use corresponds to your hook size. Okay, so when we say the term cluster stitch, it could mean different types of stitches. It could mean a different number of stitches depending on the pattern or the project you're following. Okay, so it could be any type of stitch. It could be a double crochet, it could be a treble crochet, right? And it could also have different numbers. It could be like 3 double crochet, a 4 double crochet, or a 3 treble crochet, a 4 treble crochet cluster stitch. So that totally depends on your pattern. But the two things that you need to remember when you hear the term cluster is that we'll be working incomplete stitches. Okay, so no matter what type of stitch it is, we're going to be working incomplete stitches. Okay, that's one point you need to know. And the second point you need to know is that we'll be working into adjacent chain spaces. So we are not going to be working all those stitches into one chain space, unlike a bobble stitch. Okay, so in a bobble stitch we worked all those stitches into one chain space, right? So in a cluster stitch we are going to be working into adjacent or consecutive chain spaces. Okay, so that's the difference. So we are going to be working incomplete stitches into adjacent chain spaces. So that is basically your cluster stitch. So I'm going to show you what I mean by all of that. So let's say we are doing, for example, a 4 double crochet cluster stitch. So when I say double crochet, this is the US term. So in the UK, this is your treble crochet stitch. So we'll be working 4 double crochet cluster. Okay, so here I just made a random number of chains. I just made a random foundation chain, and I'm just going to show you how to do a 4 double crochet cluster, for example. So I'll be working into the second chain from the hook. So this is the first chain, second chain. So I'll be working my cluster stitch starting from this one here. Okay, so you're going to start your stitch as you normally would. So I said 4 double crochet cluster. So you're going to start as you would normally do your double crochet. So yarn over like so, right? And you're going to go inside insert your hook into the chain space that you need to work into, like so. Grab your yarn, pull through. Okay, just as you normally would. So we have 3 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, so like so. So when you do that, you have 2 loops on your hook, and here you have 1 incomplete double crochet stitch. Okay, so normally what you would do is yarn over and pull through these 2 loops as well to complete that 1 double crochet, right? But I said we'll be working incomplete stitches, so we are going to stop here. We are not going to complete this double crochet. Okay, so we are going to leave those 2 loops like that. Okay, we're just going to keep them there. Okay, and now we are going to yarn over again. Okay, and instead of going into the same space, this is your chain space we just worked into, this one right here, right? So instead of this, we are going to be inserting our hook into the next chain space, so this space right here. Okay, so yarn over and then insert your hook into the next chain space, yarn over, pull through. We have 4 loops on the hook like so. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, so now we have 3 loops on our hook, right? And we have our second incomplete double crochet. So again, we're going to stop here. Okay, we are not completing the stitch. So we have 1 incomplete double crochet and 2 incomplete double crochet, right? So we need 2 more of this. Okay, so we are going to yarn over, making 1 twist of yarn on our hook like so. And again, this is the chain space that we just worked into, right? Our incomplete double crochet. So we are going to be working into the next chain space, this one right here. So we are going to insert our hook right there into the next chain space, grab our yarn, pull through like so. We have 5 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, making another incomplete double crochet stitch. So now we have 4 loops on our hook, and we have 1, 2 and 3 incomplete double crochet stitches, right? So we need 1 more for this. I said 4 double crochet, right? So 1 more. Okay, so you're going to yarn over, making 1 twist of yarn on your hook like so, and then again we're going to be working into the next chain space. So this is the last one we worked into, so we're going to work into this one right here. So we're just going to insert our hook there like so, grab our yarn, pull through, right? We have how many? 6 loops on our hook. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, these 2 right here. Okay, so when we do that, we have another incomplete double crochet stitch. So when we see here, we have 5 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have 5 loops on our hook, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 incomplete double crochet. So this is how your 4 double crochet cluster looks like. Okay, so to complete this, you're just going to yarn over and pull through all these 5 loops. Okay, so one tip that I'll give you when you're going to pull through so many loops is that make sure that your hook side of your hook is facing down, so it's easier to pull through all of this. And also another tip is to give good tension here. Okay, don't like just pull your yarn too tightly, but give good tension here so that it doesn't unravel from your hook. So your yarn is nice and tight there, and just pull through all your 5 loops to complete this cluster stitch like so. Okay, so there, this is your 4 double crochet cluster stitch. So we worked 1, 2, 3, 4 incomplete double crochets into adjacent spaces. This is your 4 double crochet cluster. Okay, let me just show it to you once again. So I'm just going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'll just work another 4 double crochet cluster into the next chain spaces here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the same thing. We're going to start as we normally would. So we're going to yarn over like so, making 1 twist of yarn on your hook. Identify the chain space that you'll be working into. So this is the last one, right? See here, you see your double crochet, your incomplete double crochet. This is the last chain space. So the next one is this one right here. Okay, so we're going to insert our hook right there, grab our yarn, pull through. We have 3 loops on the hook. Grab our yarn and pull through the first 2 loops, and we're going to stop there. So that's 1 incomplete double crochet stitches. We have 2 loops on our hook. We'll stop there, and then again we're going to yarn over like so, go into the next chain space. So this one right here. Okay, this is the one we worked into last, so we're going to work the next one into this next chain space. So we're going to go insert our hook into the next chain space, grab our yarn, pull through. We have 4 loops on our hook. Grab our yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, making 3 loops on our hook like so, and 2 incomplete double crochet stitches. Again we're going to yarn over, making 1 twist of yarn on our hook like so. Okay, going into the next chain space, so this one right here. Okay, grab our yarn, pull through. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook. Grab our yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. So now we have 4 loops on our hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 incomplete double crochet stitches. Going to do that once more. So yarn over like so, go into the next chain space, grab our yarn, pull through. Grab our yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. We have our 4th incomplete double crochet. So we're going to stop right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook, and we have our 4 incomplete double crochet stitches to make our 4 double crochet cluster. Right, now to finish this 4 double crochet cluster, we are going to yarn over, make sure our hook is facing down, give good tension on your yarn there, and then just pull through all 5 loops like so. So this is our next cluster stitch. So this is your 4 double crochet cluster. Okay, I sort of like to call this the inverted shell because it sort of looks like the inverted shell stitch, right? Okay, anyway, so this is your 4 double crochet cluster. So we did a 4 double crochet cluster stitch right here, right? We did 2 clusters. So this is one cluster and this is the second cluster right here. This was the 4 double crochet cluster stitch, right? Now just to show you quickly, I'll just show you the 4 treble crochet cluster as well. So when I say treble crochet, this is your US term. So in the UK, it'll be your double treble crochet stitch, okay? So I'm just going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and into the next 4 chain spaces I'll be working the 4 treble crochet cluster stitch, just to show you how it looks different to the double crochet cluster. Okay, so this was your double crochet cluster right here. Okay, so again for the 4 treble crochet cluster stitch, you're going to start off as you normally would do a treble crochet stitch. Okay, so you're going to yarn over twice like so, making 2 twists of yarn on your hook, right? And then you're going to identify your chain space you're going to work into. So this one right here I'll be working into. Okay, this was the last one we worked into. I'll be working into the next one, so this one right here. Okay, so you insert your hook like so. Okay, grab your yarn, pull through. So we have 4 loops on our hook. You're going to grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops like so. You're going to grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, and then when you reach your last 2 loops on your hook, you're going to stop right there because we want incomplete stitches. As I said before, a cluster stitch is always an incomplete stitch, so we are not going to complete this treble crochet. Usually we would yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops as well, right, to complete our treble crochet. But in this cluster stitch we are not going to complete this treble crochet, so we are going to stop right here. Okay, and we're just going to leave those 2 loops there and continue with our next incomplete treble crochet. So you're going to yarn over twice again, okay, making 2 loops like this, going into the next stitch. So this is the stitch this is the chain space we worked into, right? You're going to work into this one right here. All right, so you're going to insert our hook right there like so, grab our yarn, pull through. Okay, then we're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops like so. Now we have 4 loops on our hook. We are going to grab our yarn and pull through again the next 2 loops. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, and now we are going to stop right there because we do not want to complete that stitch. So we have 1, 2 incomplete treble crochet stitches and 3 loops on our hook. Okay, 1, 2 and 3, right? So we are going to do this twice more. Okay, so we are going to yarn over twice, so making 2 twists of yarn on our hook like this. We are going to work into the next chain space, so this one right here. Okay, like this. We are going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, and yarn over the next 2 loops as well. Okay, and now we have 4 loops on our hook. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our hook, and we have 3 incomplete treble crochet stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so we need 1 more to complete our 4 treble crochet cluster. Okay, so again you're going to yarn over twice, go into the next chain space. So see how we are working into adjacent chain spaces. We are working into the next chain spaces, 1 incomplete stitch into 1 chain space, the next one into the next chain space, and so on. Okay, so we need to do another one, right? We have 1, 2, 3, so we need another one. We're going to yarn over twice, go into the next chain space, grab our yarn, pull through. Okay, we're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops like so. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over the next 2 loops like so. So now if you see, we have our 4 incomplete treble crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 incomplete treble crochets, and we have 5 loops on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, now we can complete this 4 treble crochet cluster by just yarning over like so. Again, make sure that your hook side of your hook is facing down and give good tension on your yarn here. Okay, don't pull it too tight and break it off. Just hold it with good tension so that it doesn't unravel like this. Okay, so and then you're just going to pull through all these 5 loops to complete our 4 treble crochet cluster stitch. So this is your 4 treble crochet cluster stitch. So we worked 4 incomplete treble crochets into adjacent chain spaces, 1 into each chain space. So this is how your treble crochet cluster looks like. Okay, so here I worked 4 treble crochet cluster, here I here I worked 4 double crochet clusters. So just to show you the difference. Okay, so this is how your cluster stitch looks like. I hope this tutorial, the short tutorial, was easy to follow, and I hope you could get your cluster stitches right. Please like this video if you could follow it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.